Activist investor Dan Loeb of Third Point is upping the pressure on Campbell Soup. A couple of hours ago, the activist released a 4-minute video to appeal to retail investors in the stock, given he's up against a family with an entrenched 41% stake. So investors being urged in the video to empty the can in an effort to replace the soup company's entire board. Let's welcome Scott Deveau now, our Bloomberg deals reporter. 120,000 retail investors. He needs, what, 80% of them?
He needs a lot. Let's just say that. I mean, as we found out yesterday, the family owns a control block of 41% of Campbell's stock, and they've already decided that they're going to vote in favor of the company's slate. And that's before ISS, before Glass Lewis even weighs on this. So it's quite an uphill battle for him.
Now, it could happen that he doesn't get all of his board slate on, right? Because he's proposing an entire slate, and that's not going to happen. But he could still get a couple of directors on there. Yeah,
there's a possibility. So what would happen in this circumstance is if there were enough people, enough shareholders who withheld for certain directors on the Campbell Soup slate, then there's a possibility that the amount of votes that Dan Loeb gets on his own slate for one or two or three nominees might actually be higher than the total vote count for certain directors on the company slate, in which in that circumstance, he would get 1, 2, 3 board seats.
Let's bring in a little bit of history, because this is going on now since August. And in August, he teamed up with one of the descendants of one of the founders, and together they have just less than a 10% stake, I believe, in that little group, and proposed that the board and the management undertake a structural relook at the whole thing.
Well, yeah, and a sale of the company.
Right, a sale of the company. Now, the board and management after that found that they weren't going to sell the company. Not only that, but they didn't agree entirely with some of the divestments that Loeb and his group wants them to make.
Yeah, what they did was they ran this 3-month strategic review, and they came to the conclusion that the best thing that they could do would be to sell their fresh food and international units, and then focus on improving the operations of the more structured portfolio. And then because of that, they think that the company would eventually be worth more than it is today. Now, Dan Loeb has said that he thinks that the best thing that could happen here is a sale of the outright company, but he has proposed ways in which the company could improve its operations and potentially increase its value.
Exactly, such as divesting something like the microwavable popcorn portion or the Pepperidge Farm part. Now, why is the Dorrance family so anti this approach? It doesn't sound terrible.
Well, we see this a lot when an activist comes knocking at the door. There's 2 ways that you can deal with them. You can invite them into the boardroom, or you can put all your resources into blocking them from coming in. And I think that's what we're having here. Nobody likes to be told what they're doing is wrong. So I think you get a lot of this pushback.
Yeah, but I mean, if the stock is trading at under $37 and Loeb says it could get up to between 52 and 58 with this approach, you wouldn't be tempted?
Well, me personally, of course, but I mean, that's not my decision. It's their decision. And they think that they have the best plan in place. And they honestly believe that what they're going to do is going to improve value for shareholders in the long run. And that's the way they want to pursue things.